Hey guys, konnichiwa, minasan. How you all doing? I'm a little nervous because I'll be doing some live coding, so we'll see how that goes. And we'll talk about open source at scale. But before we go, my name is Nishant, and I'm an engineering manager at Mozilla, and I've been doing iOS since God knows when, but since iOS 7, 8, so 2013. And today, I want to mention what open source means. So you must have heard about GitHub. You must have heard about things like GitLab, Firefox, Red Hat, Ubuntu, but what does that mean? How does one become part of that? Open source is not just a word. It is what people like you and me every day use without even knowing. So let's get into it. Little history about Mozilla and history about Firefox iOS, which is what my team works on. Back in the day, and I'm talking 1990s, KDE, K stands for KOOL, cool. KDE is what was used to build KHTML for powering the web. That was one of the first browser engine. If you don't know what browser engine is, it is what renders a page. So when you go on a website, you input address, and you say, oh, I see Hello Kitty, which is amazing. But what is rendering that? It is the KHTML, or in this case, a browser engine. So this started in 1990s, where KHTML came in. Then Apple thought, oh, it's a good idea. We are going to use this for Safari. If you have used Apple, try Swift conference, so I'm sure you do. Apple forked it and started doing WebKit. Then Google came in. Google is like, hey, I'm going to do Chromium. And they started doing the same thing, but they used WebKit. Not many people know that. And in the end, Chrome, Edge, Brave, and all others, they all share the same ancestor, which is KHTML. Now comes Gecko. If nobody knows, Netscape Navigator was around 1994, long time back. And from that became Gecko. Gecko is what powers whatever you see on Firefox on your desktop. Gecko is what Mozilla is famous for. Gecko is what is used for pushing out any web page. So when you go and you load a web page, it loads in Gecko. Mozilla is not for profit, so we don't make money off of you. Our things come from just you being there, using our product, and being privacy focused. So in all, clearly, there's just two major players in the world, KHTML and Gecko, which powers your browser these days. In today's time, people misjudge that what Chromium is. Chromium is not an engine. Blink is. Not many people know that. Since we are talking about history, let's talk about cakes. This is a tradition where Firefox 2.0, this was back in the day, Internet Explorer decided, let me send a cake to Mozilla for shipping Firefox. And since then, since today, like every time a release goes out, either they send a cake or they send a cupcake. So yes, we talk about browser wars, we talk about Firefox, we talk about like Internet Explorer and Chromium, but at the end of the day, we're all the same. We all share the same cake. We all send cake to each other. It's pretty fun. Now, let's talk about how real impact is made. If you go on GitHub, we have 420 contributors for the code base, 12,000 stars, almost 3,000 forks, and many releases shipped. I encourage you to go to these websites, download Firefox, also go to the GitHub page. That is where your real impact is going to be made. Because open source, as the name suggests, we are open, we need collaborators, we need contributors. That's how we flourish. Everything happens in open. Now, not everything is good, because when you go and talk about a code base on GitHub, and many people are trying to contribute, it is not a small thing to do when the code base is over 10 years old. Yes, it is old. We tried to do SwiftUI in our code base alongside UIKit, but on the left side, our project infrastructure is pretty cumbersome. That's how big projects work. It's legacy code. There's no shaming in that. We have MVVMC plus some Redux, so we are trying to modify and do some refactoring, but at the same time, it's never an easy task. We try to do Swift packages. Actually, this reminds me, I was the one who moved away from Carthage, I don't know if people remember Carthage, all the way to Swift Package Manager. So now we do Swift Package Manager, so it makes our life easier. We can use Firefox. If you clone the repo, it all works. We are doing Swift 6 migration right now, and I've been around for quite some time. That Swift 2 to Swift 5 migrations have been a bumpy road. Every time a new Swift release goes out, it's not an easy task. Even though with all the things that are happening, we do our best to be contributor friendly and support you in learning Swift, because that's what we do. Now, the whole talk is about how does open source happen at scale, and how can you be part of that? And this is what I want to show you. You as a stranger, there's so many people here, you all feel intimidated or thinking, oh, this is a big project, how do I contribute to it? So first step is forking the repo. Then, in our case, you find an issue that works well for you. So go look up contributor OK issues, there's a bunch of them, and pick one that resonates with you. It's as simple as that. Put a comment, claim it, then make the change. Make sure your title and pull request naming guidelines are in alignment, and that's it. You just wait for somebody to start the review process, and we ship the feature. It's as simple as that. Now, this is the scary part. I'm going to do this live. So let's see how it works. I have never done anything like this before, so I'm trying to see, okay, let me find Firefox iOS repo. I don't know. What do I search? Okay, I'm going to search GitHub. Oh, I see it. Now, I'm the manager of Firefox iOS team, one of them, so I already cloned the repo, but you can clone this and fork it at your own home. Next, let's look at an issue that I feel is okay for this particular talk, and it's simple enough that I can finish in the time frame I have. So in this case, let me look at the labels. And once you do that, oh, look, we have a lot of contributor issues just waiting there to be picked up by any one of you, whatever you like. I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to look at this one because it's a small issue. It's about a string change. And somebody already showed me how I can do this. So that should be easy. Let me go look at my terminal. I already have the app cloned. So we go to main branch. I'm on the main. Add new string. And let's see what the change requires. So 1 second. And pull. This is what happens when you do live coding. Okay. Now, the change requires that we need to add a struct with search, and it tells me exactly what I need to do, which is amazing. But all I have to do is still put this struct somewhere. So it tells me I got to put this struct under bookmarks. So this is my Xcode. Oh, this is bookmarks. Perfect. So I go here, and I need to put it somewhere. Oh, that looks good. Or let me double check. Somewhere in the bookmark struct. So this is empty. This is menu. And I can go below. I think that looks good. Gonna clean it up a bit. Oh, gotta remove this. And we are in, I believe, version 150. So we're gonna do that. and save it, and just check. Yep, we see one string modified. We do git add, we do git commit. And to make things easier, we can kind of just copy this particular thing for us to add this change as a commit message. So git add search bookmark string to strings or Swift. All right, now it's time to push. Fun, always fun. Okay, so it pushed, all should be okay. Now let me go check if there's any pull request waiting for us. Oh, I see it. So I go here, and believe me, anyone can do this, not just me, anyone. I go back because I see that I need to put GitHub issue number, so I'm just going to go back. I'll take the issue number from here, and I'll put the GitHub issue here. Since you might not have Jira issues, that's fine. I'll put a small description here, added struct for search bookmark string. I think that looks good. I can check the PR naming guideline just to see. Since we don't have the FXIOS issue, I don't need to worry too much about it, but I see add, I did the add. To me, it looks okay. And I'm going to make a pull request. Now, I do have some people in this audience who are going to check my pull request live. So I do request to double check my work because it could be wrong, or if it's not, then I can merge. In real scenario, anyone, even now, you can go ahead on Mozilla's Firefox iOS repo and contribute and change my code. So I'll give it maybe like a minute. Oh, I made a mistake. Somebody commented already. I'm going to commit the suggestion because the version change should be 151. GitHub allows me to do this, so I'll commit the change. I'm going to scroll down. Now, you will have to wait for our CI/CD pipeline to finish. However, like I said, I'm the manager, so I can do some things which you can't. So I'm going to go ahead and merge, bypassing everything. Please don't do that. I can do that. I'm going to clean this up, double clean it up, because this code is going to go and get shipped. I'm not joking. Confirm. And we have our live code shipped in the repo. Thank you. Now let's go back to talking about open source at scale. We just did this at scale, so that's fun. This is a real story about our contributor called Filippo. His first pull request, he's in the audience right now. His first pull request got closed. This was in 2023. He wasn't working at Mozilla at that time. Second one got closed as well. That's how fun it is. Third one finally got accepted. Now, this is what he shipped at Mozilla. So Mozilla got last year first Time Magazine Award for shipping the best invention about shake to summarize, where you shake the phone and you get a summary. Filippo worked on that. Filippo, alongside one of our team members, Isam, they shipped this invention. And can you imagine, it all started when Filippo just made a pull request that was closed by one of our contributors. He was contributor, now he's a full-time employee at Mozilla. That's how cool it is. Now, I've been talking about Firefox and Mozilla and bunch, but you all forget Linux. Everyone loves Linux. Mac OS won't be here without Linux. Linus Torvalds, I love that guy. He's amazing. Linux runs on all the backend software. It's 90% of world server and it's open source. Swift, try Swift, that's open source. Firefox, that's open source. You name it, open source is everywhere. Fun fact, the presentation I'm working on, that's made by Anthony Fu, somebody from Tokyo. That's open source. It's small thing like I did that contributes to the big change, and you can do it too. I encourage you to go ahead and contribute and try out Firefox on Firefox iOS. And not to forget, I got these two little kit. So if you make a contribution of any sorts while you're here and you come to our booth, hey, you can get one of these. And they're cute. I like them. That's all for me, folks. That's all. So all I say is contribute to Firefox, contribute to Swift, but please contribute, because open source runs the world. And don't be shy. Thank you so much.